Are you fascinated by the paranormal and want to hear about encounters that have happened to real-life people in real-life places? Do you need a drink to calm those nerves after hearing some scary stories?
You're listening to Booze and Bourbon.
Well, we invite you to grab a drink, whether it's a coffee or something with a little bit more spirit in it. Grab a blanket, snuggle in, because I'm Kim and that's Jen, and we're Booze and Bourbon.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, everyone. How are you this week, Jen?
Quite dandy, actually. It's my favorite, coming into my second favorite time of year besides Halloween.
I know, Halloween is definitely the best, but when it comes to decorating, I don't have as many Halloween decorations as I do Christmas.
No, definitely enjoy the Christmas decorations a lot more, and you can leave them up a lot longer without looking weird.
Yeah, and you don't terrify all your guests that come over either.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it. Well, in lieu of having a specific bourbon today, we have decided to make a Christmassy cocktail. What do you think, Jen?
Well, it's different, but I do like it.
Yeah?
I don't know if I could have many of them.
No.
But it's like a good after dinner in place of your dessert, like you said. It's a little,
Yeah. So if anybody is on our Patreon, then they probably already would have seen this recipe. But if not, we're going to include this at the bottom of the show notes for everyone to try if they want to. I know some people don't like eggnog, so there might be some that don't want to try it. But we're here for the eggnog.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's called Winter Wonderland. It has 1 ounce of bourbon. We actually used Benchmark bourbon, which is made by the same people over at Buffalo Trace. I got it. It was very inexpensive, and they don't have it here in the Nova Scotia liquor store. So when I was in New Brunswick last, I got it there. And so anyway, back to the recipe. Enough about that bourbon. It's got 1 ounce of bourbon. It has 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur. We use Grand Marnier. It has 3 ounces of eggnog and then cinnamon sugar to garnish. So you pour all of your bourbon into a cocktail shaker with ice, then add your orange liqueur and eggnog. You shake it well, you strain it into a glass, and then you garnish with cinnamon sugar. And if you want an extra pizzazz, you can throw a cinnamon stick in there. We didn't go with the cinnamon stick.
No.
But that's okay. It still looks good.
It does. It looks very pretty.
Yes.
Tastes great. You get a little orange zest kick there, a little citrus zest.
Yeah. It's a good little rendition of an eggnog. Today, for our episode, we wanted to do something a little special because this episode comes out 12 days before Christmas. So we decided to do 12 days of Christmas ghost pets. Jen, I know, wanted to do a lot on ghost pets. And I felt like this was the perfect opportunity to tie the two together.
Yeah. It really, yeah. It's a nice little kickoff.
It is. So it should be a fun episode. But before we go any further, because we have these bourbon eggnogs that we should probably chug, we've got our favorite little game.
Yes. Would you rather? And I can start. 'Cause
Okay.
Mine's going to be dirty and offside.
Okay. I'm feeling settled.
Okay. Would you rather have to suck on a stranger's big toe
Okay.
or have to lick your husband's butthole 10
Oh
times?
my God. Jennifer. I don't ever call you Jennifer. I'm mad at you right now. Oh.
And this is a life or death situation, so it really has to be one or the other. It's a stranger's big toe. They may be clean, they may be not. Or Brian's butthole. And I mean, it could have been a good day, it could have been a bad day.
Jen. Oh, I hate that I have to answer this question.
You don't have to elaborate. You can just say,
I'm going to keep this short. And I'm going to go with stranger's toe.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that at all. That's okay.
How did you not expect that? You
I
thought
don't
I'd
know.
just be totally okay with no.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my God. I've lost my train of thought. I don't
Sorry.
even know what to say now. Okay. Would you rather have to give a drunk mall Santa a lap dance in front of everyone or muckle on to Mrs. Claus and give her a nice French kiss?
Oh, God.
She may or may not have teeth.
I know. I was just visualizing like a very weathered Miss Santa Claus, maybe with only a couple teeth,
Yeah.
and breath like old dirty carpet.
I would have thought it smelled like gingerbread. Or not.
I don't know. I've given some pretty good lap dances in my day, so why not Santa? Really, I might get an extra gift out of it. So
True. Hopefully your nieces and nephew are not watching.
oh God, yeah.
They might get
hopefully
some
not.
ideas.
Yeah, let's. Yep. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But I just have this phobia of teeth and bad breath, so I just can't do it.
All right. So, guys, just after the break, we're going to get into today's main topic, which is 12 Days of Christmas Ghost Pets. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I was gonna sing a song, but I don't think I can now. So I'm just gonna talk it instead.
Is it because we listened to a YouTube video being sung by little British children?
Yeah, it really threw me off, and now I just don't think I can do it. So yeah.
Not how we want the first day of Christmas to sound.
No. So instead, guys, on the first day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me a dog named Spot. Spot was a lost dog who an American husband and wife saw at a street fair. He was in the arms of a lady who kept saying, "This poor dog, he's lost." The husband and wife had just bought a new house and figured, you know what? We could use a dog in our new house. They named the little black and white terrier-looking dog named Spot. He turned out to be a very great dog. He was so fun and so entertaining to the couple, and then eventually they turned into a family of 5. The kids loved Spot. They played with him all the time. He would play on the slides with the kids and watch over the kids when they were infants sleeping in their cribs. He was woven in the fabric of the family's lives. Like any beloved pet, they unfortunately don't live as long as us, and Spot's life was coming to an end. When Spot ultimately passed away, the family wanted to keep his memory close to them, so they decided to bury him on the hill behind their house. More years go by, and the family decides to sell their home. They move into a new house nearby and went to the park that was close to their old house. They ended up running into the family that bought their old house, and they asked, "Was your dog a white terrier with a black spot on him?" They weren't the only ones who had an encounter with Spot. It turns out that 2 separate people on 2 separate occasions had seen Spot inside of the home. But they knew he wasn't a normal living dog. They knew he was different because he appeared kind of like a hologram. The family was so happy to hear this because they felt that Spot was coming back to visit and checking on them.
That's so sweet.
That is really cute. I like those ones.
Sweet dog named Spot. On the second day of Christmas, my Nana gave to me a demon cat.
What a great gift.
Demon cat is the ghost of a cat that haunts the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The spirit of this black feline is said to appear during times of great political strife, natural disasters, or the unexplained death of a president. Always elusive and always black, this cat has defied security measures for decades. The kitty frequently roams the dark corridors of the basement, terrifying unsuspecting guards that give it a chase. The apparition has been reported in the White House as well as other federal buildings within the Capitol. Is it somehow a forerunner of death, a warning, or a symbol of the change and chaos that accompanies its visits? That's a good question.
Interesting. On the third day of Christmas, my aunt gave to me a ghost monkey. What a great gift as well.
Yeah.
A ghost monkey can be heard in Athelhampton House in the UK. The house was originally built by the Martin family, whose family crest was a monkey sitting on a tree stump, and their motto was, "He who looks at Martin's ape will look at him."
That is so profound.
And it is Martin's ape who haunts the hall. The tragic story is as follows. The ape had freedom of the house and could wander as it chose. One of the daughters of the Martin family had an unhappy love affair and determined to kill herself. Climbed the hidden stairs to the secret room. The ape followed her unobserved. The poor girl put an end to her life, feeling no doubt that she was totally alone in the world. But she was not alone. The ape was with her. By the time the girl was found, the poor monkey had starved to death. The ghost monkey is never seen, but its spirit can be heard vainly scratching at the paneling of the secret room and staircase in an eternal, frantic attempt to escape.
That is so sad.
God, I don't like that one.
I know. But see, if your aunt gave you a ghost monkey, you'd give it a better home.
I would.
Yeah.
I will take the ghost monkey.
Okay.
Thank you.
On the 4th day of Christmas, my sister-in-law gave to me a beer baron's pet dog. One of the most intriguing reports of an animal ghost originates from the Lemp family, once considered St. Louis royalty. Beer moguls whose lives and deaths captivated the country. The Lemp family mansion sits proudly as a restored tribute to this fascinating clan. The Lemp story has everything, rag to riches to obscene wealth, mystery, love, betrayal, tragedy, suicide, curses, and even ghosts. After 4 members of the Lemp family committed suicide, there was bound to be a few hauntings. The Lemp mansion is definitely one of the most haunted places in the country, replete with ghosts. According to legend and eyewitness accounts, one of these ghosts is a dog. Charles Lemp, the 4th and final Lemp to commit suicide, had a pet dog named Serva. Charles decided to end his life in the same method that his father, brother, and sister did before him. He believed his beloved furry companion would be too distraught to live on without him, so he shot the dog before turning the gun on himself. Serva is reported to be the most common of the Lemp mansion ghosts, especially fond of the room where he met his tragic end. His wet, ghostly nose nuzzles guests as they sleep. His sorrowful howl echoes through the mansion on the anniversary of his demise. The spirit of Charles Lemp is often spotted in the upstairs guest bedrooms. Loyal in death as he was in life, Serva always accompanies his master.
Poor Serva.
I know. He didn't ask for this.
No.
On the 5th day of Christmas, my dear friend gave to me a bear that is now a ghost. One of the many repeated animal ghost stories refers to the large bear that was seen in January 1816 by a sentry on guard duty in the Tower of London at what was then the Jewel Tower and is now the Martin Tower. The bear appeared to be real, so the sentry lunged at it with his bayonet. The bayonet went straight through the bear and struck the wall behind. The sentry collapsed with fear and died a few days later from shock after telling what had happened. This apparent overreaction becomes a little more understandable when it is realized that at the time of the appearance, the tower had a menagerie containing a variety of animals, including bears. A menagerie is a collection of captive animals, frequently exotic, kept for display, or the place where such a collection is kept, a precursor to the modern zoological garden. The term was first used in 17th century France in reference to the management of household or domestic stock. That poor sentry probably thought it was one that had escaped. The Tower Menagerie closed in 1835, and the animals were moved to the then newly built London Zoo. Ghost bear.
I actually do want a ghost bear, I'd just like to say.
Okay.
Throw that out there. Santa, if you're listening. On the 6th day of Christmas, my sister gave to me a Welsh horse apparition. This haunting occurs in the lanes near Callain Bay in Wales. One witness to the spectre described how he was driving to work early one morning. Just as the day was dawning, suddenly a large white horse appeared from over a hedge. The terrified driver said that the horse filled the windscreen and that he fully expected a collision. He braced himself and slammed on the brakes, his car spinning in the road as it came to a stop. When the driver looked up, the horse had vanished. This man is not the only person to have seen this terrifying apparition in the same area and at the same time of day.
A white ghost horse.
Interesting.
On the 7th day of Christmas, my best friend gave to me a pig of plenty. There are a few animal ghosts that are supposed to bring great fortune to the observer, and this is one that you should look out for if you're ever on the Isle of Man in the Irish Sea. It is called in the Manx language Arc Vuk Soni, which means pig of plenty. It can sometimes be seen on fine moonlit nights. If it crosses your path, then try to keep it in sight for as long as possible, and it will bring you good luck. It is said to be fortune even if you just catch a glimpse of it. So it's a lucky pig of plenty.
On the 8th day of Christmas, my parents gave to me the ghost rabbit of Thetford Warren Lodge. It's quite the title.
It is. It's quite the rabbit.
The lodge was built in the 15th century by monks from the nearby Cluniac Priory from the person who looked after the rabbits in the Westwick Rabbit Warren. In those days, rabbits were an important source of both fresh meat and fur, and they were farmed much as we farm sheep. And the animal ghost that haunts here is a white rabbit. It has been seen several times hopping around near the building, a ghostly reminder of the history of the area.
Cute.
Bunnies are always cute, even if they're ghosts.
Yes. On the 9th day of Christmas, my brother gave to me Wiggy, a keen kitty who sensed asbestos from beyond. This strange encounter occurred after nursery school teacher Deborah Tadman's oldest cat, Wiggy, died. Grief-stricken, Deborah called an animal communicator, Sharon Callahan, to contact the spirit of her lost pet. As Deborah recounts, Wiggy and I had a very close relationship, and I felt as if I had lost a child. He had seen me through a marriage, divorce, other relationships, 3 house moves, and other life experiences. Sharon was able to reach Wiggy in the great beyond and told Deborah Wiggy was concerned about her apartment because it was a toxic place. A year later, Deborah decided to paint her apartment and discovered asbestos, a highly toxic mold in the walls and ceiling, and aluminum wiring in grave danger of causing a fire. Deborah is forever grateful to Wiggy. To this day, I can't believe how accurate and true that reading was. There is no way that Sharon, the animal medium, could have known that asbestos and mold was beneath the walls.
I would just like to say that maybe I should have been an animal medium because that seems like a cool job.
You would be so good.
Your squirrel, Herbert, would like to reach out to you and tell you that you need to take the Christmas lights down after February. Thank you.
It's going to cause a fire. Where do you come up with this?
I'm just like, I was thinking, I'm like, wow, an animal medium. Like, how many people need those? I mean, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to my hamster Snowball from when I was a kid, but I mean, it's tragic. Okay.
Okay.
On the 10th day of Christmas, my coworker gave to me Preston, the Ghost Guard boxer dog from Nashville. The pooch who hunts Nashville, Belmont, Hillsborough neighborhood is one of the most famous ghost dogs around. The spirit is said to be that of a good-hearted boxer named Preston who keeps vigil over young trick-or-treaters every Halloween. Some witnesses have heard barking on Halloween night. Others say if you walk too slowly or stop in the middle of the street, an unseen dog will bump and nudge you along so you don't get hit by a car. An old woman who lived in the neighborhood used to leave a dog biscuit for Preston on her porch every Halloween night for many years, beginning in 1962.
That is so sweet.
I like that. I want to see Preston.
Well, you won't see him, but you'll feel him nudge you.
True.
On the 11th day of Christmas, my uncle gave to me the terrier of the Holly Hotel. The historic Holly Hotel is one of the most notorious haunted places in Michigan. World-famous ghostbuster Norman Gautier, a professor of parapsychology, visited the hotel in 1989 and declared the joint loaded with spirits. Since then, many independent groups have investigated the hotel. Numerous visitors have reported smelling cigar smoke and flowery perfume and hearing disembodied voices late at night in the halls. Most striking, however, are the continual reports of guests hearing and seeing the spirit of Leona, the dog of the former hotel owner, Mr. Hurst. Guests describe the ghost dog as looking similar to a rat terrier. Leona can be heard running down the halls, brushing up against people's legs, and the phantom barking is often observed, especially by the early morning chefs.
Leona.
The rat terrier.
And on the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me all of the ghost horses at a haunted intersection in Chicago.
Hey, I guess your true love knows that you love horses.
And intersections. It's very interesting. Although cats and dogs are by far the most common animals reported in non-human haunting, but large domesticated animals are also reported to return from the grave. In the Chicago suburbs, there are stables and riding trails in the woods near a busy intersection on 95th Street and Keene. One of the trails crosses this dangerous junction. Until recently, there was no traffic control device to allow those on horseback to cross safely, and at least 7 people and some horses were killed. Oh, that makes me sad. There have been numerous reports of these ghost horse sightings, especially at night or near dusk. Dozens of motorists have seen what appears to be a horse and a rider in silhouette attempting to cross from one side of 95th Street to the other. When drivers slow down to look at the pair, they suddenly dissolve from their view. These figures don't simply disappear near one side of the street to the other, but often right in the middle of the road.
Interesting. Well,
those are a lot of very different stories that we shared today.
yes, they were.
I would like to still go back and say that I want the monkey as a ghost pet and a horse.
Yeah, those are 2 great ones.
I will not get you a bird.
Okay. I want the asbestos cat.
All right. I knew it was going to be one of the cats. I just wasn't sure which one, but we'll go with that one then.
And I was going to ask you too, you have a relative that went to a medium
Yes.
and they discussed some ghostly pets.
Yes.
Do tell.
My aunt Jo had been to see many different mediums over the years, and she was actually going because she was hoping, I think, to talk to her mom, which would be my grandmother. And instead, as they were going up the stairs to the medium's office, she had stopped her twice in the stairwell and stopped her but didn't say anything, just stopped her and kind of looked behind her. And then once they got into her office, she was like, I have to ask this because it was very clear to me. She's like, you have a very large white fluffy cat following you around with a little heart-shaped pendant thing on a little red collar. And then my aunt froze and she got goosebumps.
That's
because
pretty
that was
specific.
It was her dead cat. But the medium continued to go on and say well, you have a dog now who clearly doesn't like the ghost cat because she's also pissed that you have a dog now. So it's she's following you around and probably annoying your dog. And my aunt laughed and said, yeah, my dog barks all of the time.
Oh my God.
To the point where she was we were going to take him somewhere to be is there a problem? Because he barks that often. And at nothing, she'll be in the house sitting and he'll be barking at the other side of the room. And so the lady was yeah, no, that's actually probably because the cat is right there just
wow,
sauntering around. Yeah.
that's amazing. That's really
Ghost
cool.
pets.
Yeah, ghost pets.
I can't wait till Lou comes back to haunt me at some point in life. It's going to be the most annoying of ghosts, but
Yeah.
look forward to that.
I think we should check out a new Instagram handle, Ghost Pets. See if there's anything on there. And speaking of Instagram, guys, if you want to find us on social media, you can find us on Instagram at Booze and Bourbon. If you want to email us, you can find us at boozeandbourbon@gmail.com. And if you're a Facebook kind of person, you can find us on Facebook. We have a page, which is Booze and Bourbon, the podcast. And Jen, if we want to say thanks to our Patreon supporters, who do we have to thank?
So we have the Ghost Story Guys. We have the ABV Network. We have Aaron with an A, Aaron with an E. We have Rebecca. We have Stephanie. We also have Andy. And we have Cindy.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being amazing patrons. And if you aren't already a patron and you want to become one, just head on over to patreon.com/booze and bourbon, where you can find recipes, videos, and a whole bunch of other fun things. And
Ghost pets.
and
Just kidding.
Ghost pets. No, I wish we had videos of ghost pets. If we find any, we'll put them on Patreon. But guys, we are going to be doing an all new episode next Friday. So make sure you stay tuned. And in the meantime, stay hydrated with bourbon, stay warm, and stay spooky.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Booze and Bourbon is part of the ABV network. For more information or to advertise on the show, please head over to abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.